Hello everybody, welcome back to another Animal Crossing New Horizons video. My name is Colleen, and today I am going to be creating the restaurant in Happy Home Paradise. So if that is something that you are interested in seeing, I would appreciate if you'd like to stick around. If you want to like or subscribe, I would really appreciate that as well. But as you can see, now I'm just starting out with the exterior of the restaurant. I kind of debated about this for a while, so I did end up cutting out some of that footage just to spare you, for, lack of better words. But I just went with a really neutral exterior. I may end up changing it at some point. I don't know if I actually like it now that I'm done with the interior and then the kitchen as well. I've also decided, just with these videos going forward with the Happy Home Paradise ones, maybe I'm going to talk a little bit more throughout the build. I don't know if that's something that you would appreciate when you're watching these sorts of things. So if you want to let me know in the comments, I would really appreciate it, because it's kind of hard to figure out, what people prefer when they're watching a speed build. But if you do want to hear me talk a little bit more, I'm going to do that in this video. But if not, that is also okay. Just don't be mean about it, I guess. But yeah, I'm genuinely curious just to see what people prefer. Do you like people talking throughout speed builds? Do you like music in the background instead? Do you like music in the background instead of the game sounds? I have a lot of questions. I wish I could do a survey, but I can't. So this is my way of doing a survey. Let me know in the comments, please. Now you can see a montage of me desperately trying to pick a tablecloth. And that was just a mere matter of seconds. It took me so long. I don't even want to elaborate on how long it took for me to decide. And even now I'm questioning it, but that's okay. Alright, so now you can see I swapped out the chairs, mainly just because I wanted them to match a little bit better with the tablecloth. Now that I'm re-watching this though, I'm noticing that the blue doesn't really match the bottom tablecloth as well as I thought it did. It's not the end of the world, but again, I'm just kind of questioning things. I might end up going to edit some things. We'll see if I end up caring enough. These partition walls were really just a whole thing. As you can see, I cut it out, but it took me a while to figure out the vision, and I realized that the vision had one less partition wall, so that's all you gotta do sometimes. Just one less partition wall and add in some garbage, and it's beautiful. It was in this moment actually that I decided to make this more of a nautical themed restaurant, even though I had already chosen the tablecloths that I did. But when I saw the marlin and I saw the fish flags, I'm like, gotta go for it, Have to love a good themed restaurant. How do we like this sped up Happy Home Paradise music, by the way? I kind of enjoy it. I don't think I'm going to change anything, honestly. As you can see, we're back to our little janitorial closet area, trying to figure out some more items to put near here. I believe I was looking for, yes, the mop bucket. That is very reasonable to have up front. A fun fact actually is I did work fast food, I guess you could call it, for a long time. So I do have some experience that I'm using for these builds, but it wasn't really a restaurant like this, so there is a little bit of a disconnect. Just watch me flip this around a billion times. Gotta find that good angle. Now I know before I said this was nautical themed. It really goes as far as the tablecloth and then just the few items on the walls that are fish and maybe that coconut planter. That's pretty much it. I'm going to be completely honest with you. But it's all I could do. It's all of the items that I was given in this time. Although, as I said that, I saw the shell speaker, so maybe I could have used something like that. But it's okay. Everything is fine. And now I mentioned the coconut planters before I even put them on the wall. What a mess. I know that's not what they're called, right? But that's what they're made of, so. I believe it was in my video for Bud. I didn't know, was it for Bud? Where I put up some of those fish models and I didn't know what they were called. It's the butterfly fish model. I looked it up. I wanted to be more informed. So now I'm just figuring out the layout again, adjusting some of the chairs. I always try to make it look less like, what's the word I'm looking for? Uniform, I guess. Just a little bit less uniform, but I always end up having to line them up. For some reason I can't deal with it, so. But now you can just see me finishing up putting the food and all of those sorts of things on the tables. And then I do realize that I didn't really have anything hanging from the ceiling, so I had to add in some of those items as well, which definitely overall helped the full look of the restaurant. So I will just let you watch me finish up the front of house, and while we do that, we can listen to a little bit of music before we move on to the kitchen. Alright, I'm going to hop back in just in time so that I can commentate me struggling to figure out my wallpaper situation, because I could not decide at all how I wanted this kitchen to look. And honestly, I do kind of like that combo, which is not what I end up going with, but I do like that. I just really have been liking greens and like the wood panel walls lately, so that's what I ended up going with. In the moment, I really, really liked it. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't know how I feel. It just feels a little bit too plain, maybe, which I easily could have changed with maybe some stuff on the walls or maybe those hanging shelves that hang from the ceiling, but I didn't. I don't know if maybe I was rushing a little bit through the kitchen. Not 100% sure. But what I do really, really like is this little cooking station setup that I have. The two sides with the stoves, and then we have the prep tables that are in front of the windows. I think that's really, really cute. I would enjoy that if I was working in a kitchen, being able to look outside. So there are some things that I enjoy. And I guess I did end up putting the ventilation fans, but I really wish that those fell like a little bit lower on the wall. I just think they're too high. Like they don't make sense to me. They don't make sense. That wasn't even like singing. I don't even know what that was. It's like just the thought really moved me. I just really do not like those ventilation fans, I guess. And you can actually see it better from this angle, but as you can see, the drapery are actually a like dotted custom design, not just the plain green or white, but with the way that I have the lights, it kind of washes it out and you couldn't really tell. But I think it matches really nicely. All of that effort to barely even change the dish rack, like sometimes that's just how I feel when I'm creating these. I'm like, I go through so many custom designs or so many of the customizations that they give you, and I end up going with either the most plain one or the original one that was given to me. It always just the tiniest bit frustrating for some reason. Now you'll see on the opposite side of the kitchen, I made a little like health and safety area. We have our little cabinet. I didn't put the first aid one because I don't think I have it yet. If I do, then I completely missed it, which is very possible. But I have that. I have our little bulletin board with any notices that we need. You could see that I changed it to the fish picture on the bulletin board to make sure that it was incredibly relevant to our restaurant. Have to make sure it's all very cohesive. But now we are getting to the end of our video. You can see I'm naming it Tasty Eats because that was the first thing that came to mind. But if you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this version of the Happy Home Paradise videos. If you did, let me know in the comments. If not, again, that's okay. Just let me know what you prefer. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day.